I'm going to show you how to build your own website using the free AI tools you already have. We're going to be using a couple of different AI tools to get this done, but don't worry, it's simple, it's not complicated, and you can totally follow along and have your own website done by the end of this video where people can actually go check out and buy products from you. So the first thing you want to do is start off with the prompt that's going to give you the scaffolding for your website. And I'll put my prompt in the description probably, or somewhere where you can get a hold of it really easy. But basically it says, if I were a world-class website developer with 10 plus years of experience in WordPress, Webflow, Framer, Figma, Adobe Illustrator, and Photoshop, what would be my comprehensive list of visual, functional, and responsive design rules that I always follow? I'm not asking about sales copy. I'm asking specifically about visual execution, the look, feel, responsiveness, and layout logic of a modern, high-converting website. Please answer as if you are the expert. Be explicit, be detailed, and precise. Your response should be so clear that a junior developer or designer reading it cannot misinterpret or mess it up. Break this down across the categories. Include layout and structure, button design, typography, call to action placement, image usage, color system, animations, mobile responsiveness, visual hierarchy, iconography, content presentation, miscellaneous pro tips. Your response can be long. Give multiple example outputs if needed. Focus on clarity, completeness, and actionable direction. The goal is a set of non-negotiable design rules that, if followed, guarantee a clean, modern, professional site on first publish with minimal revisions needed. Now that we have these world-class website design rules, all we want to do is triple click here. And I know you can go to the end of the message and copy the message, but then it copies everything else that ChatGPT says as well, like the let me know stuff. So I just come right here and then copy it. So now what you want to do, if you don't have a document with your website copy or the details for what you want your website to say, what it's about, then you need to get that document, because if you don't have that, then what are you creating a website for? Or maybe you already have a website. If you do, then go over there, press Command A, copy everything, paste it into Google Doc, and then meet me over at Claude AI. Lately, I've been testing writing code with a lot of different large language models, and there is none that comes even close to what Claude writes. Now, true enough, all of them write functional code, but Claude is the only one who writes functional code, but even goes the extra step further and writes beautiful code. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So first off, we're going to paste those world-class design rules here. I'm going to paste my offer details in, my website details that has all of my copy, and there is a link at the top of that document that leads to a checkout on another platform. You can use a Stripe link. You can use a checkout on your marketing platform, just as long as you have a link to link your call to action to send somebody somewhere. Or if you want to use this to generate leads and you're on a platform like MailChimp, I'm pretty sure you can get the embed code and then supply that embed code here. If you want to include a video, you can upload the video to YouTube and then copy the embed code and place it here as well. But now that we have these two documents, the only thing we have to do is tell Claude what we want and just use natural language. I don't have a very specific prompt that you should use for it, but I do have a couple of tips. Depending on how much copy you have from your website, sometimes you can end up with long paragraphs. And so you just want to tell Claude to break up long paragraphs with images. And Claude has no problem going out and finding free images from sites like randomuser.com, unsplash.com, pexels.com, etc. Also, you can tell Claude to insert icon placeholders. And something that I did later on just to test it is I told Claude to make the icons glow. And on top of making them glow, I wanted them to throb slowly like a heartbeat, and Claude did it. I'm going to show you later on. Suggest free image types. I already told you about the sites that you can tell Claude about. You can use subtle animations or transitions. We spoke about that briefly. You can include visual dividers or color blocks to clearly separate each section. Format testimonial blocks, pricing tables, and FAQ sections to be clean, responsive, and scannable. And so I'll probably just take these points and turn them into a prompt or something like that. But you really just want to keep it simple in the beginning until you get the hang of this, and then you can start adding stuff on and getting more detailed with how you want the site to look. But typically our first prompt gave us the design rules or laws that Claude should follow, and you should be okay if you don't add anything else. but I'm going to go ahead and add those suggestions to mine after I give a natural language prompt. And all you do is just type in or speak into the message box and tell Claude what you want. I want you to turn this into a software as a service website that glows, that has a purple, dark navy blue, black hue, that has glowing icons that throb, and that accurately represents and professionally represents the offer that I'm presenting to the community here. Also, follow these additional design rules or laws in addition to the world-class website design rules I've provided below. I'm just going to send the prompt over. And now Claude is going to start writing the code. And one thing I will warn you about with Claude beforehand is that it has an incredibly small context window. So many times, if you have too much copy or there are too many sections on the web page, you'll need to nudge it and it'll break the code. Then you have to reconstruct it and put it back together. And so if you're not code savvy, you've never coded a day in your life, that's not going to be something that's feasible for you. So I recommend starting small. And then as you learn and get more comfortable, you can build up. And so now when we look at the preview window, we can see what the site kind of looks like, right? And so if you see that white popping up, you can kind of see that it's, the animation. You can see right here that these are kind of throbbing and glowing, but we don't see any icons. Keep going down. Same thing here. Same thing. This looks good. Simple pricing. We don't have a call to action button at the bottom. So now we could keep working in Claude, but the problem again with working in Claude is that it has a short context window. So this is what we're going to do at this point. You want to come right here at the top, press the down arrow, and then download as HTML. That's hypertext markup language. You can see that the file is saved right there. Now what I want to do is click on the folder and go to that file. I'm going to right click on it and then I'm going to open with. Now what we want to do is open with Sublime Text app. And basically this is an app that allows you to save HTML code. So now what we're going to do is press Command A, Command C. We're going to come back over to ChatGPT. And when you get to ChatGPT, you want to come right here where it says Codex. Now you will need to connect your GitHub to Codex. It's not that complicated, but just set up a GitHub account and then connect it. And what you want to do is paste in the code right here and then go back over to Claude. So now what you want to do is you want to walk through this website and you basically want to look at everything that you want to change and make a mental note of it if it's a handful of things, or write out a full note of the things you want to change. So for instance, I think that this particular portion should be written as smaller text beneath the call to action button and not directly adjacent to it. So I would just copy that text and come over here, and right here at the top, I would just start a list. Shift Command to bring it down without sending it over. I want the following copy to be written directly beneath the call to action button in the hero section, not adjacent to it. Put a parentheses, paste that in, another parentheses, go back to Claude and just work through it one problem at a time. So one thing I want to check really quick to make sure that there aren't any icons is, let me go here and let's open this in a browser and scroll down and see. So, okay, so there are no icons right here. So it needs to go and get those icons. So I'm just going to change that one right here. There were supposed to be white stenciled icons that glowed and slowly throbbed next to every bonus, product feature, etc. Currently, they're just purple squares. And then we'll do one more correction, 3. I believe there is only one call to action at the top of the page, and there is not any at the bottom of the page. Can you please duplicate a call to action button at the end of the page? Do number 4. Please make sure all of the sales copy is used on the sales page. Don't allow any paragraphs to sit in a section by themselves. Break up the long paragraphs with a 2-column format that places an image to the right or the left so that it's easy to flow through the page. All right. So now what we want to do in certain situations like this, I'll go back and get my sales copy and then provide it here. And me personally, I like to always label my data. So this is the offer copy and sales details. And then what we're going to do, we're not going to ask, We're going to hit code, but before we hit it, there's one thing I want to share with you. Right here, you can choose a number of simultaneous versions. Now, this does take a little bit more time, but it increases your chances of getting what you want. It's a little quirky. It doesn't work exactly the way it's supposed to, in my personal opinion, because sometimes it'll give you 3 versions that are exactly the same. And there may be some variation in the code, but the visual appearances, they're almost all practically the same. And now all we have to do is wait, because what's going on is ChatGPT is taking the request that we made. It's looking at the code. It's finding what we have determined are errors, and it's rewriting the code. Now, the reason we came from Claude to Codex is because Claude creates the styling and the design, the CSS for the website, as well as the basic HTML. But now that we're troubleshooting, adding on images, and we need a longer context window, we're going to use ChatGPT or Codex within ChatGPT. And that's how we're going to actually build it out so that it's as big as we need it to be, has all of the copy that we need it to have, and we don't break the site. We don't break the styling. We don't break the design. Everything still looks great, and we're good to go. So versions 1, 2, and 3 are done, and it's working on version 4 right now. So if we go to version 1, you just want to click in here, and I'm pretty sure there is a more professional way to get the code, but I don't know right now. I need to learn it. But we're going to go all the way down. We're going to get these 261 lines of code. Click right there at the end, Command copy. And now what you want to do is go to your marketing platform or wherever you have your website hosted. So this is a blank page, and all I have over here is a text section. And inside of this section, I have a custom code section. Most platforms are going to give you some place to add custom code HTML. And so we just want to press Command V and paste our code. And then we're going to hit save, and our site is going to appear. And then we're going to hit preview. Now, once we hit preview, we get to look at it like this. And so now I can see there's some margin at the top. And as I scroll down, I can see that it didn't remove this. Also, I can see that this image isn't showing up right here. The clear path illustration isn't showing up. I can see that everything is kind of bunched together. But now when I look, I can see that it did correct the white icons, the glowing icons, so to speak. Custom GPTs, if we look closely, we can see they're still thriving, right? It didn't add the icons for the bonuses, right? And so the images aren't showing up. So all we would do at this point is we would come back to Codex. That's version 1. We would just click on version 2, copy, go back to our website builder, press Command A, paste in the new code, hit save so that it appears, and then hit preview. Scroll down, and you can see there's pretty much the same thing, right? It's less testimonials that time. Go back to Codex, version 3, copy, Command A, paste, save, preview. All right, so the images are showing up on this one. We can also see that there's some wrapper keeping everything tight in the middle. I don't know if I necessarily have a problem with that, but we do got to check out at the bottom. I like that it added that. You can see there's a slight gradient of something right there on it. I can't quite make it out. Some type of image or logo, but we see that it tried to do what we requested. And so from this point forward, it would just be a matter of going backwards and forwards, fixing the individual items inside of Codex. Typically, there's not this much to do. So let me just go and show you the other site that I did in a matter of moments using this same workflow that I just shared with you. So the site that you're looking at right now on the screen, I created with the same workflow. Now, it's not the best website ever, but it's still decent. And so you might be thinking, well, Corey, it's not the best website design ever. And you're right, it's not. But if you need to get something up quick and running, you can start making your offer in the public and start making money. This is the quickest and easiest way to do it, rather than sitting down at your laptop for the entire weekend trying to learn how to build a site inside of Framer, Webflow, WordPress, or any other platform. It takes so long, and this takes minutes. All you have to do is take a little time, gather up your testimonials, and then you can just code and change everything the way you want to change it. And so once you get a version that you like, for instance, let's say I like this one and it's the one I want to build on top of, then all I have to do is, let's just say I just come right here. I go to the code, click in there, press Command A and copy it. And then I'm going to come back to Sublime Text. I'm going to open another tab. I'm going to Command V to paste it. I'm going to go to File, and then I'm going to save it, Save As, and then I'm going to give it a name, so that I know that this is the best version. Best version, hit save, done. Because this I can work with easily. I can move things around, and if things get wonky, I can always just go back and reinstall the best version just by opening it up inside of Sublime Text, pasting it here, and I'm back where I started, haven't lost anything, nothing's hurt. And so you can generate these sites, as many of them as you want, using Claude, and then use Codex to keep editing and modifying them. Now, let me just say, what if I have a site that I want to take inspiration from, right? So let's assume that you have your scaffolding created by ChatGPT and you don't want to leave Claude to design the site by itself. You want to look for a great looking site that you can use for a base to design yours. This is what you want to do. Just go to Google and look for a site. So I'm just going to put in something like Ali Abdaal to see what we get. All right, let's find his website. I think this is it right here. All right, this is where you can sign up for different things. All right, so let's say we're looking at this website. We're like, you know what? I kind of like this. Then what you want to do is go right click, and then you want to go to save as. Now there's a name right here, but I'm going to scroll to the end of it. It's the name of the website, Ali Abdaal, entrepreneur, YouTuber. The file extension is .html. You want to save it. So now we have it open with Sublime Text. The next thing you want to do is Command A, Command C. Now, if you look over here in the right, you can see there's a lot of code, especially when we get to this portion right here, right? So without getting technical at all, let's just keep this very simple. Sometimes Gemini can pull it off because of its long context window. Sometimes it can't. We'll give it a little, we'll see if it can do it tonight. We're going to start a new conversation in Gemini, and we're going to ask it to extract the styling, the CSS, from this code. Make a CSS file from this code and throw away the rest of the HTML, because we're not trying to steal Ali Abdaal's site. We just want to create a site that kind of looks like his, has his vibe and feel. Now, it's a lot of code, so it's going to take a while to actually, paste it. I'm going to run it, and we'll see if Gemini can pull it off. Sometimes Gemini will be like, I can't quite do that. We're good to go. I doubted that ChatGPT would have been able to handle that much code as far as a context window. That's the only reason why I came over to Gemini. But Gemini seems to be doing good. It looks like it's struggling a little bit to crunch it. I think it got it. All right, so now watch this. This is what we're going to do. Let's come back up here, and we want to copy this. So now let's go back over here. And so what I'm going to do is this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back to Claude. I want you to take the following CSS and use it as the basis for the HTML of this site. Use this CSS and let it override everything that we've said before. Then you just want to paste it and send the message over. Hopefully the output isn't going to be too long, because then Claude will make us start over. Your message will exceed the length limit for this chat. All right, so this is what I'm talking about with Claude. So this is what you want to do. Open a new tab to the right, go back to Claude again. It's a brand new conversation. No problem. You just got to start over. Let's go ahead and paste in our HTML there. Let's go back and get our prompt first, copy. And then you got one or two choices. You can come here and you can get the HTML. I don't remember which one it was. I'm just going to download it again. Income Creator Pro 1. Or you can start over fresh. I'm just going to use this HTML just so we can kind of continue what we were already doing. And then you just send the prompt over. And so now it has the HTML, the 772 lines, and it's going to replace the styling features with the CSS that we extracted from Ali Abdaal's site. And then we're going to launch this and see what it looks like when we launch it on our own website. If you're still watching this video, I know that you've been watching for longer than you probably anticipated, but in all actuality, when you're actually following these steps in real time, it doesn't take that long. And compared to actually doing this yourself, especially if you know nothing about website development, even with a drag and drop builder, it takes forever to actually get something that looks good. So this is the quickest and best way, even if it takes you watching a 30-minute video on YouTube and then another 30 minutes to follow along and just do what I did. And so as you can see, this site does look kind of like Ali Abdaal's. Come back to our website builder, paste it, save, and then preview. And now look at it. We have a site that looks very similar to Ali Abdaal's. Now, of course, we have to go through with our punch list and fix this little icon problem that keeps popping up. But You can tell that it took direct inspiration from Ali Abdal's site because we basically just downloaded his styling format, the CSS. And so if you got value out of this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so that you never miss another helpful video for online entrepreneurs like yourself who want to use AI to move forward and move faster. And as always, take care, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.